Yo, what's up guys, Shujinkydink here with another video to entertain or assist you in becoming the better Injustice 2 player. And this video is all about mix-ups, 50-50s and all that jazz. Injustice has a few of them that you can do in a few different ways, so I thought I would give you a bit of a tutorial on how to make your mix-up game a little better. So a lot of people think of a 50-50 as an overhead and low, which is kind of true, but a lot of the times you can force people to guess wrong by conditioning and doing a lot of other things. For example, if you have a string that has some sort of a mix-up in it, like an overhead or a low, sometimes mixing that in and doing like the start of it into the low might not be such a bad idea. Kind of stagger that way. Now, using any sort of plus frames that your character has into a mix-up as well. A lot of people are sitting there blocking, waiting for some sort of a frame trap or something, but you can surprise them with a mix-up. Conditioning throws is a great way to get mix-ups and combos as well. Say you do something like a plus frame string and you go into a throw, and maybe you do that 2 or 3 times and the opponent starts to expect it. You can do something like this and then go into that, and they're trying to tech the throw because they're expecting the throw, and that's a mix-up in itself, that they're expecting the throw, you don't throw, and you hit them with a combo. So that's an example of a mix-up that's not really a 50-50, it's more of a conditioning kind of a deal. And you can do the same thing with counter poking. So say you stagger, something like that. That's only -5, I believe. So they can poke, but if they don't react, I did another video, I think, where I talked about staggers a little bit. So you're using their react time to kind of poke. So let's say you're doing that one and they're catching onto it and then they start poking you after that. Do something like this, and then forward 3 armor. The armor will eat their counter poke, and you'll get a combo. And that's another example of a mix-up that's not really a mix-up. You're just trying to bait an attack so you can armor through it and get big damage. Now don't forget, you can also cancel any of your strings into a forward 3 by pressing forward twice and the meter burn button. So for example, if we take this string that ends in a low, and we're using it a lot against this person because we want to condition them to get that big damage when it really counts, and then you get to the end of the match, and you throw this guy at them, and they're blocking low, expecting that low attack, and they get hit by the overhead. That's another example of that's more of a 50-50 mix-up, but it's also conditioning as well, making them expect one thing and throwing another thing at them. And then of course just getting throws in general, like I mentioned earlier off this one, going into mix-ups, mixing that up with a throw. Sometimes, like say they expect this full string, you stop it here and just go for a throw. Then they're unprepared at that point for the throw, and it increases your chance of being successful with it. You do have to know the frame data for your moves though, because you don't want to stagger something that's super unsafe and go for a throw, like something like -13. That's just not worth the risk. But you know, go through your strings and see what you got. That I would say probably -5 or lower, and try and work with that as far as staggers into mix-ups go. And then you have jump attacks. So most characters have one jump attack, usually jump 3 that's kind of ambiguous. It can kind of hit on both sides depending on when you do it. Jump 3 doesn't usually have a whole lot of plus frames. Firestorm's does, but a lot of if you do it deep enough, I should say. But a lot of characters, like, it doesn't really jail into much. You can't really combo from it. But using that to your advantage, especially if you knock down in the corner and do some sort of an ambiguous cross-up. And you can also do a cross-up into a mix-up as well, because then they're trying to guess what side you're going to land on, and then trying to guess where you're going to go mix-up wise. So moving on to Supergirl now, for example. So she's got this one. It's a mid into overhead, but her down 1 is a true low. So she could stagger this and then go into the low. Or she could just do this twice if she thinks someone's expecting it. And that's where you can find kind of a mix-up like that, just off one move. You kinda gotta walk forward a bit, I guess, for that throw to hit, but yeah. So the guess is, it's a 3-way guess between this, that, or the other thing. Or I could do that, into plus frames, into that. As you can see, she's got lots of options off of that. Her forward 3 cancel isn't really the greatest because it's just so ridiculously slow, but you know, maybe using it as ambiguous as well, whether it's going to cross up or not. So, something to think about as well. And that's about it, guys. I just want to give you some tips on different ways to get mix-ups. It's a little bit more than making your opponent guess high and low. In this game, you also have cross-ups into 50-50s. You have throws as well. Command grabs. If your character has a command grab, you can throw that in there as well. And then you have overhead, low, command grab, regular throw. Just mixing it all together and keeping yourself unpredictable is the best way to get a good mix-up. But anyways, guys, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like because it really helps me out. And subscribe because we make videos every single day. Hashtag Bonehawks, all that stuff, and we'll see all you guys in the next video.